It took me around 16 attempts to clear the SSB, get recommended, and join the forces. I mean, I was a hardcore repeater. I can tell you ample stories from each and every board. There's a funny incident that some of us, like who started this journey together, we were so much well acquainted with the boards, service selection boards. Even the auto walas used to know us. Arey, aap fir aa gaye, sir. Aap fir aa gaye. So we used to make fun. अरे यार इनको ये senior GTO इनको आगे बैठाओ ये आपके साइकोलॉजिस्ट ने पीछे बैठाओ ऑल वेर एंजॉइंग अवर संडे रूटीन अपना सब अपने लाइक घर पे कुछ एंजॉय कर रहे थे दोज वर ऑन बोर्ड दे वर एंजॉइंग ऑन बोर्ड शिप्स somewhere roaming in the city itself. So suddenly it was like some intelligence report came that there is some suspicious activity which is going on at sea. Now it was like hardly 1 hour. Within 1 hour, entire ship's company was at the jetty, and they were ready to cast off.
Vayam Rakshama, which translates from Sanskrit as we protect. Now, the Indian Coast Guard is maritime and armed force operating under the Ministry of Defense. When we talk about Indian Coast Guard specifically, it is actually playing a major role, and its mission actually includes like safety and protection of artificial islands and offshore terminals and other installations as well. Now, when we talk about our channel, finally, after a very, very long break, we have something really very special for you. And today, as you know, the agenda that we'll be getting to know about Indian Coast Guard specifically. And let me also tell you that today we have a very, very special guest with us today. We are having Assistant Commandant Bhanu Pratap sir with us. And let me tell you about Bhanu sir. He has served in Indian Coast Guard. And as you all know about this, that only an adept expert can answer all the queries regarding Indian Coast Guard. So we have Bhanu sir with us. And today we'll be discussing about how is life in Indian Coast Guard and PSP experience of Bhanu sir as well. And we learn from his expertise. So hello sir, and thanks for all your time. And we welcome you on this Career Tribe channel as well.
Hey Sahil, first of all, thank you very much for calling me on this platform and your channel. And I would be happy to, answer all your queries and all the doubts that, like most of the candidates preparing for different services are having.
Yes. Thank you again, sir. So I'm really very excited, sir. And let's start this. And let's start by knowing you actually. Like, can you please share your academic journey with us?
Basically, I belong to a teacher's family. My father is a teacher in Kendriya Vidyalaya. So basically, he used to get posted all across the country. So I was like changing schools, changing cities, changing friends. So this was my normal routine entire life. So if I say till 10th class, I had changed almost 6 to 7 schools, and after 10th class, I guess I started looking forward and taking my career seriously. So by then, like most of the youth across our country, start feeling confused that which stream should I take, where should I go, what would be the next journey, because whether to take medical, bio, or non-med. So even I was no exception. So I started preparing for NDA exams, and though it was something else that I couldn't clear it, but I had one thing in mind that like my ahead of me, the journey is only to join the different services. So I just took the non-med stream, and though I was not that good in studies, but somehow I cleared 12th standard, and then again got confused which way to go and which stream to take. So again I took admission in around 4 to 5 colleges in different universities, different courses. But again someone told me that yeah, if you go and pursue BTech, you will be having one more entry or one more chance to enter defense services. So I decided, yeah, BTech karte hain, kyun nahi? So again I ended up in doing BTech in computer science. So this was my basic academic qualification. And I mean, BTech, everyone knows that it's a 4-year course and it teaches you a lot. So that's about my academic journey.
Okay, wonderful, sir. Sir, अब थोड़ा जाते हैं वर्दी वाले एस्पेक्ट पे. So when you talk about uniform, when you talk about वर्दी पहनना सर एक वो responsibility महसूस करना बहुत सारे एस्पिरेंट्स का ड्रीम है. So on this a very simple question सर कि यूनिफॉर्म सर्विसेज ही एंड सर एक होता है सर कि जैसे यूनिफॉर्म सर्विसेज की बात करते हैं ना, तो एक ड्राइव मेंटेन करने के लिए सर जैसे हम एसएसबी दे रहे हैं, ठीक है, वी आर गेटिंग रिजेक्टेड, तो सर वो एक कंटिन्यूटी मेंटेन करने के लिए सर क्या एक ऐसा मेंटल स्टेटा रहता है सर, व्हाट ड्राइव यू एक्चुअली एट दैट टाइम?
So basically, I have a couple of people from my family as well, who served in the armed forces. So uniform, when I used to see them in uniform, I was always, fascinated about the way they don their uniform, their badges, and the way they, carry their personality, and wherever they go and wherever, like whosoever they talk to, they have an aura. So this was the main thing that attracted me. यार ये बंदा भीड़ से अलग दिखता है. You really talk to any Fauji, make him stand anywhere, he'll be different. You will be able to gauge यार ये बंदा कुछ special है, ये फौज से ही होगा. So that was the thing that drove me actually to towards the armed forces, and my affinity was always towards the armed forces, and this was that attracted me towards joining.
Wonderful. Okay, before we move forward into the details of Indian Coast Guard and life into Indian Coast Guard, sir, many aspirants are not aware like what is the pattern of Indian Coast Guard exam. So can you please brief us about that particular thing as well?
I would say back then when I cleared the entire FSP process, there was no written examination. Essentially there are 4 parts of this Coast Guard common admission test. There would be one more test for the engineering branch, that is mechanical and electronics, and for general duty cadre and your flying branch, there would be only 4 sections. It's like the 400 marks paper, 4 marks for each correct answer and -1 for each wrong answer. And this is basically a general aptitude test based on similar lines of, I would say, AFCAT and the territorial examination. And there are ample resources which are available over the virtual platform, and you can just practice. And 2 elements will essentially play a major role in clearing this written examination, that is speed and accuracy. Now, once you clear this exam, you will be called for the further selection process, that is stage 2. So stage 2 comprises of the PSB first. Now PSB is something which is again an elimination test. Now there you will be again going through the OIR tests and basically PPDT. So there will be some sort of picture which will be displayed, and then you have to make a story and then narrate, and then based on that narration and discussion, you will be selected or eliminated. And then further you go for the FSB, that is the full selection board, which is similar and based on the lines of the SSB or AFSB for that matter. So you'll be having psychological tests, you'll be having group tasks, you'll be having interviewing tasks. So all these 3 will be based on the SSB pattern. So this is by and large the entire selection process which Coast Guard is conducting nowadays.
Okay. Sir, you have discussed the major aspects of this particular exam, but sir, there's one question that कि क्या SSB और AFSB और PSB में कोई भी difference है या फिर they are all somewhat similar?
I would say most of the tasks are based on the similar lines. The only difference that would you would find in FSP is there would be certain amount of tasks which would not be there. For example, the outdoor tasks. And that is something that SSB and AFSB is having. So this is the only difference. Other than that, there is no difference. All these tests are formulated by DIPR, and after a meticulous formulation of these tests, this entire selection process is conducted.
Okay, thank you sir for this. Okay, let's move to the next question. Now, when we talk about the interview, like getting interviewed by a panel of experienced seniors for a basic job itself is a very big task, right? So you have faced the Indian Coast Guard panel. So, sir, how was it? And was there any interesting aspect of the interview that you would like to share with us?
So basically, yeah, I would say that it was not my first attempt. It was not my second.
Hmm.
It took me around 16 attempts to clear the SSB, get recommended, and join the forces. I mean, I was a hardcore repeater. I can tell you ample stories from each and every board. There's a funny incident that some of us, like who started this journey together, we were so much well acquainted with the boards, service selection boards. Even the auto walas used to know us. Arey, aap fir aa gaye, sir. Aap fir aa gaye. So we used to make fun. अरे यार इनको ये senior GTO इनको आगे बैठाओ ये आपके psychologist इन्हें पीछे बैठाओ. So this was the all fun about the SSB. But I would say getting recommended is something that requires a lot of meticulous thinking. It is not a test of your general knowledge. It is not a test of your general aptitude or something. It's basically a test of personality. Now, if you are not able to project your true self, then you will end up in trouble. I mean, then you are only reducing your chances for selection, right? So this is something that needs to cater for. I mean, there are ample resources online. किसी recommended candidate के पास चले जाएंगे and they're like, यार तुमने इसका क्या आंसर दिया? So if I also give the same answer, I'll also get recommended. So this is the general perception which needs to be shed off. तो पर्सनालिटी का टेस्ट है, पर्सनालिटी प्रोजेक्ट करोगे, सेलेक्ट हो जाओगे, नहीं करोगे, फेक करोगे, you will wear a mask, you will reduce your chances basically. So this is the entire thing.
Okay, that was great. Sir, now let's talk about your first day at the academy basically. What all thoughts were running in your head? And do you remember, sir, कि क्या था पहले दिन पे क्या क्या हुआ था academy में जब आप अंदर गए थे तब?
I'll tell you, my first day in academy. So, I mean, a bunch of civilians, or I would say 2B Fauji's, reported at the railway station, and we were like staring each other. ये कहाँ से है? ये कौन है? क्या है? Completely unknown to each other. Then, होता क्या है कि we saw like some naval personnel in white uniform, and they were like basically to guide us through the entire first day of joining formalities and everything. So we just sat on a bus. We reached the academy. जब academy में पैर रखा तो we were like, most of us were dressed up in formals. And the first thing that was conducted was a zero haircut. And believe you me, I do not remember यार मैं like जितने भी लोग थे उनकी जुल्फें थी and all this, and then coming out they were completely ganjas and zero cut के साथ आ रहे हैं पाँव पहने हुए. And I forgot, literally I forgot यार मैंने अपना folder किसको दिया था, who was that guy, because bloody each and everyone was looking same. So that is something I still remember, which was very funny. And then like I got to know from my seniors that one of the academies that I always the squadrons which I always dreamt of was being a part of the champion squadron, which was Cheetah Squadron at that time. So luckily I got into Cheetah Squadron, and after all the formalities जो पहले दिन होती हैं, when you are issued the kits and everything, then when I like proceeded towards the squadron, and I see a guy along with me, like and I just asked him very frankly कि और भाई क्या हाल है? So he was not able to understand. I thought like he will be my like room buddy for the next couple of months, and I'll have to spend my entire training tenure with him. So he doesn't know Hindi. कहाँ से आया भाई कौन है? But like then when we interacted and I got to know like he was from down south, and then from complete strangers to best buddies and training buddies and whatnot. So this was the like first day of academy, and you get to learn a lot of things from the entire training session. So this was the first day.
Okay, that was great. Sir, next question for you is that what was your daily routine at the academy, and what do you think, sir? What are the changes that academy or this particular training brought in you?
So Sahil, the normal routine in academy is something I would say you never stop running. you are always on the run. Your day starts basically at, if you are like the junior most course, your day basically starts from 4:30 in the morning, and it to be frank, it never ends. And you are always being trained, you are under the supervision of your seniors, and like masabs who train you, and like who are making you do the drill every time you attend classes, then you go for PT classes. So it's a complete packed schedule. And 6 months of training for the like is the least amount of tenure that a cadet spends in the academy. And that is something that molds you into a person who knows the value of time, who knows how to handle pressure, who knows the value of camaraderie. So these traits are something that get developed while you are in the academy and you get trained. So this is something that you won't find in any other job profile or career option. So this was what I learned from the academy. These were the traits that I developed. And as they say that you cannot take the military out of a man. So that's something that will remain with me till eternity. So this was the entire personality that I developed from the academy.
Very well answered, sir. Okay. Sir, what do you think? Like, what are the differences in training that makes Indian Coast Guard different from the other forces?
I would say, see, Coast Guard basically is comparatively a very new and a smaller force. Now, what happens is it is basically you have 7,500 kilometers of vast coastline that has to be protected. Now, along with Indian Navy, Coast Guard also gets trained. So basically, the training establishments are, I would say, 80% of the training establishments are same for both Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard. It's only the nature of duty becomes slightly different. Now, I would say that right from being the nodal agency for the search and rescue missions at sea, helping out the distress fishermen or any other vessels at sea, then supporting the other departments like customs, fisheries, surveys. So these are the basic duties which Indian Coast Guard carries out apart from protecting the baselines. So yes, the responsibilities are huge, and Coast Guard itself is growing day by day. There was a time when Coast Guard used to operate with the restricted and limited amount of resources. Now it's like they are growing exponentially. There are multiple vessels being commissioned, aircrafts being commissioned. So yes, like any other force, the prime job is to protect the nation and serve the nation. That's
Okay, that's great. Sir, like you were talking about missions, right? You were talking about that customs and all of those things. So, are you allowed to share or quote some instances from missions that you found that yes, this was actually very challenging for me? So, are we allowed to do that?
uh, so I'll just share very interesting sort of incident which was when I was on board the ships. So one day, when I was posted last, where I was posted last. So we were enjoying our Sunday routine. अपना सब अपने घर पे कुछ एंजॉय कर रहे थे. Those who were on board, they were enjoying on board ships. Some were roaming in the city itself. So suddenly it was like some intelligence report came that there is some suspicious activity which is going on at sea. Now it was like hardly 1 hour. Within 1 hour, entire ship's company was at the jetty, and they were ready to cast off. So in no time, it was like sub ready hoke aa gaye. Those who were at home, those who were roaming here and there, they were like, chalo, aisa kuch information aaya, we have to get on board, we have to get all hands on ship. And everyone was like on board. And like in no time, the ship got cast off. and we were at sea chasing, and carrying out the boarding operations. Like we started from down south, and day and night we were searching and rescuing and searching, all these smaller boats, and inquiring about the vessels. So it was like complete 15 to 20 days of complete sailing. So what I want to say is, just you see the level of preparedness. I mean, when you get these kind of emergencies, you have to venture out at sea in no time. So you don't have time. So you just see the level of preparedness of the force, that how they are ever ready to carry out the missions which are assigned to them. So this is what I still remember, and like one of the most I would say incidents that I love to share with everyone.
Okay, that was really very great, sir. Okay, sir, when you talk about a platform Quora, there's a platform Quora. You might be knowing this as well. So there are actually a lot of questions floating about family life, okay, in Indian Coast Guard, and what are the accommodations, etc. So, what are your views on that, and what would you like to convey to the aspirant?
See, I would say when you are in forces, you don't have the luxury to get everything. I mean, आपको एक बार में सारी फैसिलिटी सारी चीजें नहीं मिल सकती हैं. You have to compromise at some level, with some things in life. So it's not like the family life is not sorted or something, but again, it depends from individual to individual whether they are able to accommodate, or they are able to adjust their family life or not. Now, I would say, yes, there is a trade-off between, obviously you cannot keep your family on board ships when you are on duty and when you are like sailing. And again, you have to stay away from your family members sometimes due to some operational, emergencies. But again, at the end of the day, what you are doing is serving the nation, and you have to compromise. So family life and all these are secondary things. When you are in forces, you hardly think about these things.
So,
Yeah.
sir, next question is on family again. Fauji is a mission. There are times of hardships where he misses his family. So, how do you manage your emotions at that time? And like by that time, I mean like जब भी ऐसे कुछ emotions आपके दिमाग में आते हैं, तो how do you manage those things?
See, when you are, on a mission, or when you are, out at sea, to carry out some operations, or any sort of that thing. Yes, you miss your family first thing, but the sense of satisfaction that you get at the end of the day is something that is unmatchable. Now, at the end of the day, there is also one thing, that your family also feels proud of you when they venture out in public, and when they go out, they are pretty much satisfied, and they are like filled with joy and proud when they share it with, yaar mera beta hai, or meri beti hai. They are out serving in the nation, and they are posted at some so and so area, and they are basically the ones who are directly protecting the nation. So this is something, when you get this feeling, when you know, okay, my parents are proud, my society is proud of me, and what I am doing gives me a sense of satisfaction at the end of the day. So all things become secondary. So this is the main thing.
Okay, sir. Sir, we are coming towards the end of this session. Now, last question for you, sir. What would you like to convey to the general public and the aspirants as well through this channel?
So Sahil, there are a few points that I would like to convey to all the defense aspirants, especially who are preparing for SSB interviews. So the first thing is, do not fabricate yourself. It's a test of your personality. So try to project your true self. Second, know about yourself, know about your surroundings, know about your strengths and weaknesses. Unless you know these things, these basic parameters, how will the assessor will be able to judge your personality? Third, do not cram answers. I mean, do not go for recommended candidate's personality and ask him, "Yaar, तूने क्या answer दिया?" I'll also give the same answer, and I'll get recommended. I mean, each individual is different. Fourth, like, improve on your communication skills. Only then you will be able to express yourself in each and every task. Be cheerful, and last but not the least, do not give up. I mean, keep trying until you succeed. I mean, I made it in my 16th attempt. There are candidates who have made it in 20th attempt, 23rd attempt, 24th attempt. So it's not impossible. Like, keep trying. I mean, success will be yours.
Okay. Sir, thank you. And let me tell you that this session was actually very, very inspiring for viewers and me as well. And thanks a ton for all your time, sir. And we are fortunate enough that we got to hear it from you, like all your experiences and everything. And also, I hope, sir, that you had great experiences being with us here on Career Tech channel.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, sir, and Jai Hind.
Thank you. Jai Hind.